Alright, so I'm working on brake ducts on this Porsche fender. So this is basically the steps that I go through to try to figure out what I want to do and create a contour and then glass it all in and make it either a separate piece, all one piece, or whatever. So I'm thinking as I do this, it's probably going to be a separate piece because I think putting this in the mold would probably be a nightmare, so that's not going to happen. So this is going to be a separate piece, and here's how I would do it. So I already took my favorite material, my roofing material, and I like using it because it's rigid. The other cool thing is that it's very easy to cut with a razor blade. So at this point, I already got two. Some other fender right here, and my other piece. Okay, so that's gonna be for that side. So what I'm gonna do, this has already been cut to how I want it to fit in here. Okay, so whenever I am looking to cover a piece or doing a project like this, what you want to do is allow for a flange. So typically I will cut a piece that is roughly about 1 inch over what I really need, because I'm going to bend this over to create, and you can do this with your hand, see that? So just that little bit, that contour will stay like that. So when you put resin over it, you'll still get that particular fold or whatever you want to do. Now again, I want this to be a flange underneath here, so that way the rest of the material will channel the air out, because again, this is going to be a separate piece. The other cool thing about using this material is because when you put resin on it, polyurethane resin, it doesn't stick to it, so you literally can peel it away after the fact. This will break up sometimes, but you can still peel it away. That way you got 100% a fiberglass piece, and with the contour and everything that you need, almost like pulling it out of a mold. This stuff is very inexpensive. It's 20 bucks for an entire roll. Mine has gotten dirty. Sometimes this dust helps for pulling it away. I hate when you want to put electrical tape on here, because obviously the dirt gets on electrical tape, doesn't stick, stuff like that. It's kind of irritating, but you know, when it's clean, it does stick, hold it in place and whatever. Also, CA glue works on this. It will or can break away, but the CA glue, when it's clean, not with dust on it, when it's clean, will stick to this and hold it in place. And I use that a lot. CA glue is expensive, it's like $10 an ounce, but when you get through a project like this, there's so many other ways you can fabricate something, but it's going to take you a long time, and your material is going to be really expensive, and you got to have cure time, shit like that. So anyway, let's move on. So 1 inch in, I'm going to have a flange. Now, the other cool thing is I like to use, well, in a situation like this, I'm going to use a heat gun. The heat gun heats up the tar or whatever the hell material they have in this, and when it dries, or excuse me, when it cools off, it gives it more rigidity in the shape that you gave it. So this is how it works. I'm gonna see if I can set this up. See if I can set this up and show you how this is gonna go down. All right. So I want this piece to fit in here like so. All right. So I realize I gotta trim that back at the top. This part right here. I could either fold this down or cut it. I'm gonna fold it down for right now because you never know if you might need it later. You can always cut off, but you can't cut back on. Some of you guys know that. See, so now I fit almost perfectly in here. But again, we want a flange. So, because I want the inside part to poke inward. So I'm gonna put a flange on here. Like I said, roughly about 1 inch. Each digit on your finger is about 1 inch. Sorry about that. Each digit on your finger is about 1 inch. That's basically what I want to do. Sorry, I wasn't in the camera view. So this is what I want to do, right? So then now, I'm going to come back with a heat gun. Bam. Now you'll see it change colors. It'll start looking wet. Let's speed this up. You got all day. See how it's getting wet? See how it's like shiny? When it's gotten to be that way, you ain't got to heat it up that much. A little hot to touch. It'll get real pliable, okay? So that's the other cool thing about it. It gets real pliable. But as it cools off, it's going to stay like that. It's going to stay like that. So you see right here, it wasn't as hot, didn't get heated, so it's real rigid. Right here, real pliable. And it's going to stay like that. It's the other side. Cool, right? Okay, so again, put resin over here, it'll stay just like that. So that's my flange. That's going to go under here like so. Okay, now we need this piece here to contour back this way. This is the other cool thing of using this material, because when you use foam, you got to figure all that shit out. The other problem is how are you going to get it even on the other side? Unless your memory is great and you know your craftsmanship shit is on how to give it to you if you can do that. I don't like that shit. So I like to duplicate whatever I do as I do it. So and then also I like things having I like having things uniform. So the way we're going to get that contour the other way is you want to find something that is going to give you the bend that you want, right? So I always look around in my shop, and as I look right now, I see this bottle. This bottle is probably like 2 inches thick. Yep, about 2 inches, 2.5 or something like that. This is my resin activator. So what I'm going to do is heat this up, and then I'm going to roll it. Hold on a second. So go back with our heat gun. And we're going to heat this up. We're going to move my chemical away, right? So we're going to heat it up straight. See how it's getting light? Now the cool thing is, you can do this more than once in case you make a mistake. I typically will just get a brand new piece. Now while it's still hot, you roll it. Sorry, you roll it. Put that contour in it. See that? That's just going to be uniform all the way through. Now, this is kind of hot. Now, I can come and heat it on the other side too. Like so. But heat and my fingers typically don't get along. Ouch. Yeah, I can't do that and hold the phone and all that. So anyway, that's what you want to do. Again, this contour, even though I'm pushing back, oh, sorry, fellas. Even though you're pushing back on this part that we did earlier, it still can go right back to where we wanted it. See that? That's because we heated it, though. If we didn't heat it, it probably wouldn't do that. Now, a few seconds, right? And we have a contour that's uniform. Bam. So now, that's going to go in here like so. Hold on, let me situate this in here so that way you can see a finished product. Oh man, it fell through. So hold on a second. So look, check this out. I had to trim it down there at the bottom because on the inside it didn't allow for my flange to go all the way down. Okay, so as you can see right there, there's contours that go around at the bigger part right here where my thumb is, and then also at the top. Okay, now this slides right in just like so, and that part is complete. This video is all of 10 minutes, and that contour will be even in there, channeling that air right out of here, if you can see that. Hold on, let me put the light on. Well, alright, it's staying there. Oh, I don't have enough battery for the flash. But anyway, that is what it'll look like. And you can glass that in and make it one set. Actually, you can glass it in without even being in that particular spot. You can glass it in from the top right here, and then do your flange later on this side. Or you can come on the back side and glass the whole part in while it's still in place, so that way you know how it fits. Or you can take this out. I normally do it on the part, so that way my contour will stay the same, and I know it'll go back right. I don't have to worry about it flexing or anything like that. But you can do it on either side, but your mock-up is going to be there, and it's just that easy to make a part, to channel something or whatever, in 10 minutes. No foam. My cost for that piece is what? Pennies, because basically it's a $20 roll. I just use a scrap piece that I use from other projects and a razor blade. And then, like I said, the way I did it, I can duplicate it with the other piece that I have on the other side. Just literally contour it on the flip side and do the same thing for the other fender, the end. And then once you have it glass, I don't have to tell you the rest. You know, do your body work, your Bondo, whatever, shape it, skin it with carbon, make a mold of that actual piece, make a carbon piece, whatever you want to do. But basically, it is that easy, and that's how I get my fabrication on.